Thank you.
We have our first 2 auditions.
Oh, yes, that's right.
That's what they said. They both want to be me when I'm off in May. So
this might turn into a permanent thing.
It might. That's right.
Get your exit papers.
Get my exit paper. My pink slips coming.
Yes, I can fill in one time she's gone. Carol can fill in the other, and
it'll
work fine.
All right.
I'll give them some things to kind of rib you about too. Carol's already mentioned your way.
Horizontal shirt.
Yeah, Carol knows not to wear horizontal stripes. Okay. Now someone's going to point out. See, mine are not horizontal. Mine are diagonal.
What is TeleCare?
TeleCare is a volunteer service that we started about 7 years ago in Bull Shoals. And what we do is we make a telephone call every morning, 365 days out of the year, to people that either live alone or they are a caregiver for someone. That if there was a situation that they became ill, that the person they're caring for couldn't contact someone for help. And like I said, we've been in existence for 7 years, but we're really excited because just recently we changed our communication and we're able to serve beyond the Bull Shoals city limits.
Okay.
So
this was just for Bull Shoals?
This was just for Bull Shoals, yeah. We were kind of hampered by our communications and not wanting to do long distance. So because we operate with about...
We have a budget.
Yeah. We're
small budget.
I like that, Carol. Small budget.
Very small budget. We have about 10 volunteers, and someone goes to City Hall every morning and calls all of these people. And if perchance one of them does not answer, they generally wait and try again. And if there is no answer, we have a contact person that client has given us, and we call that person to go and check on them.
Now, are these people all homebound that are being called?
Not necessarily.
So you do let me know that you're going to call me between like 9 and 10, so I'm not out running errands.
Yes, we make right now
8:30 to 9:30.
Between 8:30 and
9:30 every morning, and
there's no age limit.
Yeah.
If you're 30 and there's some reason you're fearful of living alone, we'll take you. We've had them as young as 50.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
So it's not just an illness that you have to have. You just need to be checked on.
At some point, we kind of looked at each other one day and realized that there were a lot of people in our community that lived alone and really didn't have relatives. And maybe they work out of town and they haven't made, they don't have a core support group of friends in the area. And if for some reason, they need help and there's nobody to ever check on them, that's kind of a sad situation. So that's why we started. We patterned our program out after a program in
Horseshoe
Bend that had been in existence for about 25 years at that time. So they were very well versed in what they were doing, and that's how we patterned our program. But we're really excited because we're going to be able to serve we're going to start serving Baxter and Marion counties.
The entire counties?
So if you live in Mountain Home, we can give you a call every morning. If you live in Yellville, we can give you a call every morning.
Is that a little like, oh no, that's going to be
Are you worried to be swamped?
Well, we'd like to have
we would like to be swamped.
You'd like to be swamped.
We'd like to have that problem.
And we'll consider other people, but we have got to set up some protocols that we haven't done yet. If someone's in another state, or we could call all over the United States. But even Marion County has got so many remote areas. Say we had a client on the Buffalo River. We're probably going to require them to have 3 contact people because I'm sure the sheriff is not going to want to run down to the Buffalo to find out some man sitting on the square listening to the music.
Right.
That's true.
They've got more to do. They will do a wellness call. All of the law enforcement will. But that is our very last resort.
Do you have people, though, you said, that do the wellness call so that you don't have to contact the police? Like if you call
the contact people.
Yes, okay. Yeah. So I would have a contact.
You would give us the name of a neighbor or your best friend. Preferably somebody that would have access to your home if it was locked.
So you don't furnish anyone who goes and physically. Okay.
Now, truthfully, a time or two, some of us have.
If you knew the person.
Yeah, if
maybe
we
you
knew
were
them real
calling.
well.
Yeah.
I have, and several others have,
So when I
but that
sign
isn't a
up-
part of the service.
Okay. When I sign up, you're going to ask me, like, Dan's my
Yeah.
next door neighbor, and he either has a key or he knows where my spare key is.
That's right.
That sort of thing.
And the further away they are, the more people we would like to have
Yeah.
to contact.
Okay.
The other thing we offer is if you just got out of the hospital and you're recuperating and you're
Short term.
we do
term.
short term,
Yeah.
we do temporary. We've done temporary where a gentleman was living with his children, and the children wanted to go on a vacation, and they were really worried about there would be nobody to check on Dad while they were gone. And for a number of years, we had him every time they went on vacation.
And he was above 90.
He was actually 100 when he died.
Now, this is a free service.
This is free.
So
Not a
what
dime.
has enabled you to expand? You said you're so excited because now we can
Yes,
expand. So
yes.
what's happened?
Well, we were hampered by the telephone system that
Okay.
we were on because everything outside the city limits was a toll call.
Right, do you use a cell phone now or
And
something?
no,
or-
we've signed up for a different
carrier.
different carrier, and we have
Toll-free charge, okay.
toll-free long distance. So we're just able to call, and we've already added two people.
Two people,
one
just
in
by word
Good.
of
one
I've
between
been waiting 2 years.
one in Lakeview and one between Lakeview and Midway. That
I'm
had,
sure it'll expand.
Yeah, one lady was waiting. She just kept calling me and kept calling me, and she was a friend. But she lived around out in Fairview at the time, and now she's in Lakeview. And she was our very first. She wanted to be our first one, and she was.
Well, how nice. Now, are you going to need more volunteers to call then?
we
if
hope
we
we
grow-
hope
we
we
hope- we hope
we have that need. We
Okay,
really
yeah.
do.
With 10, we do real well.
Do
right
real
now.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we had, if we had 50 people to call, we might divide that up and have somebody call in the morning and somebody call in the afternoon.
Yeah, we could change.
Call different people in the afternoon. There's a lot of ways that we can work it to serve as many people as we can.
So the current need, I guess you're a 501c3 or not?
No.
You're not.
No,
Do you
that's
want
our
to be?
biggest.
Are you
It's
working
just too
on that?
expensive.
Oh,
to do that?
okay.
Okay.
Very expensive to
So this
file.
is really a grassroots effort.
Yes, and the city of Bull Shoals has helped us. They have given us a space in City Hall where we have our telephone and our little desk.
We don't pay any rent.
Yeah, and so we don't pay any rent for that, so they've helped out with that, and they supported us in the beginning. We've had a couple of fundraisers,
And we have some very thankful clients
and generous clients.
that have
That's
given
very
us.
nice.
One other thing is that we will also personalize the calling. If someone goes to church at the time we call and don't want to be called that day, or for any other reason, we on a regular basis we don't call them. We make that exception.
So it's up to their schedule how they want to be called.
Yeah. Yes.
Within reason.
Within
Someone can
reason.
say, call
Yeah.
me at,
Yeah, and we do have a recorder where they can call in, say if they decided to go to breakfast with the next door neighbor at that time. They just call in and say, I'm okay, I'm going to breakfast,
Right.
and
Oh,
we
that's
mark them off
nice.
for that
Yeah.
day.
Oh, that is very nice.
You know, we try to make it as easy as possible on them. Some of them don't quite have the concept down. But,
Another thing it does is some of our clients are homebound, and some days we're the only people they talk to. So, in addition to calling and making sure they're okay, we have a little light conversation with them, and it really helps to have that contact, that personal contact with somebody.
Yeah. And do you have, I'm sure you do, but you have some sort of maybe a list of, like if you're talking to me and I'm saying, well, Linda, I've got this thing going on, and you'd say, well, this is who you'd want to call, Sandy, because they can help you with that. You have some contact information
yes,
for
we
that?
do that.
If
We do
someone's
that. And we keep
ill
a
or has
log.
problem?
Every caller, every volunteer every day writes in the log. So you can, when you go, if I was calling tomorrow, I would go in and I might see that Mary Jones wasn't feeling well yesterday, said she was dizzy. That gives me a little clue as to what to ask her for. And if she says, oh, the dizziness has gotten worse, I might say, you better call your doctor, Mary. That
but
kind
we
of
don't
thing.
give medical advice.
We don't give medical
of course
advice,
not,
but
Right.
Our medical recommendations as far as
But that's friend advice to say, Carol,
Yeah.
you really should see a doctor.
Yes.
I think. I mean,
Yeah.
that.
Well,
I
we've
think,
said that several
Yeah,
times.
everybody's
I bet you
safe.
did.
And we've had one client that fell and broke her hip about 7:30 in the morning and laid there on the floor knowing that we were going to call at 8:30, and
And of course, we didn't get her.
Of course, the person calling didn't get her, and he called Carol, and Carol called my husband, who went and checked on her and found her on the floor and called the ambulance. And you know,
it's a good service.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's
it
a
is.
wonderful
And
And
we've
she thought it was like forever, and it was less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The ambulance
we had
got
another
there.
very young person that we had as a client that didn't answer, and when we ended up checking on her, found she was having a heart attack, and got her to the hospital. So.
Well, we encourage people to call you. The number's been on the screen up there
Yes.
during the entire time. So if you want to be a participant in this, or if you
Yes.
want to volunteer, right?
Yes, if you want to volunteer, if you know somebody that you think needs the service, give us a call. If you need the service, give us a call.
And it's very non-invasive. It's just a friendly phone call.
It's just a friendly phone call, yeah, and we don't.
Some of us talk more than each one of the volunteers has a different way they do things. Some don't. They just call and, "Are you okay?" and then they go to the next one. Linda and I kind of chat.
Yeah, if you want to chat,
long
we'll
It's an
chat.
all-day
I was
thing,
gonna say,
right?
I'd be there all day. You know, man, you better not let me try. I'd be
You wanna
visiting for
You
an
can
hour
try
with
out
each
for. You
one.
can try out to be a
I'll be a volunteer. I'd be calling them, having a big time.
Yeah.
Well, the service is called TeleCare, and you can get a hold of them at the numbers on the screen or at the end of the show.
And all of Baxter and all of Marion County are available.
The other thing you
within
can do
reason.
is you could call Bull Shoals City Hall,
Okay.
which is 445-4557. No,
No.
4775. 445-4775.
Okay.
And they'll take a message, and one of us will call you back.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Hope we can help
All
you
of
out.
Baxter,
Okay.
all of Marion.
All right, up
Yeah.
next, Pam Setzer from
Celtic in the Caverns.
Celtic in the Caverns. Stay with us.